Good morning, all. Good afternoon, all. Say good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you?
Hi.
Everyone switch on your video. Otherwise, I will mark you as absent. Everyone. So, yesterday we have seen the basics, components of computer. So, make that tell me, what are the different components of computer?
Input,
Yes, input,
output,
output,
CPU,
CPU,
memory.
memory. So, Gauri guys, tell me what is input device?
Ma'am, I didn't hear you.
What is an input device?
Input device, like example, monitor.
Monitor is an input device. What is an input device? Input device. No idea. What is a keyboard? Keyboard is an input device or not input device?
Input,
How?
because we have to type and then we get the output.
So while we are typing on the keyboard, what you are doing? You are giving the data to the computer. Inputting data to the computer. So keyboard is an input device. What is an input device?
The device which gives data and it gets processed so that we get the output.
No, it is input devices are the devices through which we give the inputs, through which we give the data to the computer. So, next question is what is data? Sana. What is data?
The information.
How data and information will be same? Yesterday I told you there is a big difference between data and information. So, what is the data?
Means a fact. It's a fact.
It's a raw fact. Example.
Information means meaningful data.
Example. Okay. What is an example of? Tell me an example of data. Your name is an example of data. So, Srihari, what is an information? Processed data is called information, isn't it? And tell me an example of information. Srihari.
Like I study in +1. That's
Very
information.
good. That is an example of information. So, through input devices, you are giving data to the computer. And then what about output devices? Aditya.
From output device, we get the process data.
Process data is what? Process data is information. So you are getting the information through the output devices. Examples, Amalraj. Examples of output devices. Amalraj, can you hear me? Unmute.
Ma'am.
Output devices examples.
CPU and
Output devices. No. Atul. Output devices. Atul. Atul. Can you hear me? Atul. No answer. Lydia, first. Example of output device. Example of output device. Lydia, can you hear me, Lydia? The doctor. Output device example. Printer is an example of an output device, isn't it? Monitor is an example of output device. So,
Ma'am, it's not audible.
It's not audible.
Ma'am, it's not audible.
So we were saying about CPU. So what is the full form of CPU? Central Processing Unit. So why you need a processing unit there? Because you are giving to the computer as data. So it should be processed. Only then you will get information. Like I told you yesterday, when you write 1 plus 1, if you want to add 1 and 1, 1 is a data, plus is another data, 1 is another data. Then the information you are getting is 2. So there should be some processing going on, isn't it? So input unit, you have output unit and processing. What is the next component? Shivani, what is the next component? What is the next component? Shivani. Next component. Next component is memory, isn't it? Then why you need memory? When you are entering data 1, it should be stored somewhere. When you are entering plus, that also should be stored somewhere. Then when you are entering next operand, that also should be stored somewhere. So everything is happening in the memory. So from the memory, the CPU is taking the data and processing it, and again keeping back to the memory, and you are getting the result back in the output device. Now it's clear? Yes or no? Now is it clear? Anjo, is that clear? Anjo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so one more thing we have seen yesterday, that is bus. What is a bus? Emmanuel. What is a bus?
A collection of data. Yes, yes.
It is a?
Ayo, motherboard. Ma'am, no.
A set of wires, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
A set of wires which is connected and which is interconnected with different parts of the computer. It can be a memory. So from memory, there is a connection to the CPU. From the CPU, there is a connection to the input device, and output is everywhere. So set of wires are called bus. Set of wires in computer, it is called as bus. Otherwise, it's called as normal wires. Okay. So we'll continue with the same topic. Components. So the last topic we were seeing is memory. So we were seeing the first topic we have seen, second, hardware and software, components of computer system, hardware, bus we have seen, the processor, memory. So we were seeing about memory. So what is a memory? Memory is the place where you store the data or the information. So we need memory. So as human beings, we have two types of memory. We have temporary memory and permanent memory. So when I'm asking you, what is your name? You are able to tell your name. How? It is already stored in your permanent memory. But I'm asking you a movie character name that you have seen 1 month ago. Then sometimes you won't be able to answer me. Why? It is because it was stored in temporary memory. After some time, you forgot it. So human beings also have a temporary memory and permanent memory. The same way, computer also has a temporary memory and permanent memory. So there are two categories of memories. First one is main memory and second one is secondary memory. So what are the two categories of memory? Lydia?
Main memory,
Main memory and
secondary memory.
secondary memory. So, what is a main memory? It is called as volatile memory. Why it is called as volatile? What is the meaning of volatile? So my question to Achyut. Question is, I turned on my system and I started working. I opened Microsoft Word and started typing something. So in which memory you are working? In main memory or secondary memory? That is my question.
Main memory.
Main memory. In main memory, what is the name of that main memory? That time you were working. It is called as RAM, isn't it? So, and suddenly power went off. Well, the data will be there. So you typed 5 pages, but you forgot to save it. So next time when you turn on the computer, will the data be there?
Auto saved.
It will be?
Auto saved.
It will be lost because we forgot to save it to permanent memory. So volatile memory means the data will be saved only if there is power. So the working, when we are typing something in Microsoft Word or anything, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever it is, WhatsApp means WhatsApp web or in your mobile, that time you are working on RAM, working on main memory. When the power is off, the contents, everything will be cleared. That is the meaning of volatile memory. Okay? So the volatile memory is, normally it is your RAM. What is the full form of RAM? Random access memory. From the name itself, we can know that random access means the speed will be very high for RAM. So nowadays, can you tell me what is the common RAM size in your computer? We can say it, Krishna Chandran, tell me what is the normal size in a PC or in a laptop? What is the normal size of RAM
4 to
available
6
now?
GB RAM. 4 to 6 GB. 4
GB, 6 GB
4 or
RAM.
6 GB RAM.
4 or 6, very good. 4 or 6 GB RAM. And I told you about the homework. Did you find out the name of your processor and RAM and speed?
Yeah, i3 Intel Core 3, 3.20 gigahertz.
3.20
Gigahertz.
gigahertz.
Then RAM 4 GB.
4 GB. Okay. And processor name is, it's i5 or i7?
i3.
i3. And Meenakshi, did you check your system?
Ma'am, RAM memory is 3.92 GB
Okay.
with 1.9 gigahertz.
1 point. Okay. Okay. And processor name is?
I don't know, ma'am. It's not here.
Processor name is, you can see now, yes, checking. It will be i3, i5, i7 according to when it When becomes I5, then price range will be there. Price increases when you go to I7, I3, less like that. So note it down everything in the notebook, because we will see about the speed and the RAM size, everything later, and the processor. That's why I told you to do that homework. Okay. And to whom I will ask? Atul, tell me what you have found. What about your processor and the speed and the RAM size? Tell me, Atul. Atul KK.
I click in the IP and 1.60 GHz.
Okay. So hope everybody has seen. How many of you have laptop at home? I think those who are seeing me, seeing this window as horizontal view, not the vertical view, all are using laptops. So from this view, I can understand that many of you have laptops at home, isn't it? It's all horizontal views. Those who are having in this vertical view, I think you are joined through your mobiles. Am I right? Yes. Okay. So we'll continue. So the main memory will look like this. Main memory will look like this. So in your motherboard, there can be different slots. Suppose you have a 2 GB RAM capacity and you bought this. When you bought your computer, you got 2 GB memory and you want to extend it. Then in that motherboard, you can see different slots to place the RAM. So in one slot, already 2 GB memory is there, and you can buy RAM separate and you can place in the next slot. Okay. So this is how a RAM look like. Different kinds of RAM is there, ST-RAM, DD-RAM. That we will discuss later now. So here an example of RAM it is. So it will be situated in that motherboard in a separate slot. A separate slot is allocated for RAM, because RAM is very important. RAM should be there in any computers. Okay. It is closely connected to the processor. That means whatever we are doing, that active, that time, the present time, where you are working, we are working in primary memory and working in RAM. So every data is going directly to the processor. That is why this main memory is very closely connected to the processor. Then stored data are quickly and easily changed. That means you can, suppose you have written computer science. Next time you deleted science from there. So science, the data is gone from the RAM. So quickly and easily the data can be changed. And holds the programs is very important. You note this down. Holds the programs and the data that the processor is actively working with. The present time, what you are doing everything in RAM, not in using hard disk. Okay. Then the speed will be interacts with the processor millions of times per second. So you can imagine it's very fast. When I'm asking you what's your name, suddenly within microseconds you are telling me the answer as your name is this. So that much speed it has, interacts with the processor. So you type C, again you typed O, M, C. So that's a very fast process. And that much faster, it is interacting with processor. Millions of times per second. Okay. Then needs, another important point is needs constant electrical power. It can be from battery. If you are using laptop, we are using the power from the battery. It can be battery or it can be a direct power or UPS, whatever it is. But it needs It needs power, otherwise it won't work. Okay. That's all about the main topics of this. The main topics, the different components of computer. Hope it is clear. Any doubt you have, Ashwin? To whom you are talking, Ashwin? Everyone switch on your video camera. I'm telling you again, otherwise you will be marked as absent. Switch on. This Galaxy A50, change the name. Galaxy A50, change your name.
Ma'am, internet problem is there. That's why off the camera.
It's not clear. Once again, no, repeat.
Ma'am, internet problem.
What's is coming through the speakers? It's not clear. Not able to understand what it is. In between, it's breaking. Can you just type that chat box if you have any doubts? Because your voice is not clear to me. Just type. If you have any doubt, let me know. First, after that, we will move to the next topic. That's why. If you have any doubts, just type in the chat box. Chat is enabled. You can chat. Yes. First. Okay. Alexa. What is this, Alexa? Tell me that first. Then I'll tell you whether it's called as a firmware. Which question? Achyut. 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 I can't hear you, Achyut.
Where we can ask them to perform something like dim the lights.
Yes, yes. That is a firmware. Is it a company name, Alexa? So whatever equipments where you are controlling, automatic gate opener, all the kind of things, everything is firmware. You have a processor, you have a program inside that with the processor. So it is called as a firmware. So normally we won't say it as a firmware because normally this is some equipment. But actually what is happening inside, programs are integrated into the chips. And there will be a processor. There will be a processor associated with it and program will be written. So whenever touching, suppose it's a controlling things, when you are doing that control, automatically the command is going to the processor and it is processing it, and accordingly the things are happening. Okay, dimming lights, everything that all the control systems are embedded softwares we are using nowadays. Okay, no doubt is clear, Achyut? Okay. Now, any other doubts regarding components, hardware, software, firmware? Any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can just put in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll continue to the next topic. Okay, we'll continue? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, very good. You told? Okay. You tell me. Okay. Computer generations. So first we will see the first generation. Okay, one more generation is there that we can't say is a generation because there was no computers evolved, but here we'll call it as zeroth. You know that we used we have fingers, rubs, beads and all to count the numbers. If you want to add 1 and 3, we will use 1. You know, small kids, when they are learning addition, how they will learn? 1 plus 3. So 1 plus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the answer. So are they using computer or are they using calculator or are they using mobiles? No. So 0 generation means you are using fingers and pebbles and other objects for calculation. Okay. You know abacus. Have you seen abacus? In slate, you can see lots of beads. 1 bead, second one, 2, 3, many beads so that you can do the calculation easier. Nowadays, I think it's not there in the market. Already it was there in the market. With the slate, it comes with a slate. So abacus and many other things they used for calculation. So that is the 0th generation. So man used fingers, ropes and beads, bones and pebbles and other objects for counting. So after counting, there are 2 apples, then 4 apples. How they counted? 4 plus 2. They used fingers, or they used to keep pebbles and they used to count it. Okay. First generation from 1951 to 1958. They use vacuum tubes. So you don't have to study much about this, but you have to know the year, what is the technology used, what is the disadvantage. That's all. A few characteristics. It's not that much important topic. The first generation of computers used vacuum tubes started in 1951. And the first calculator, that machine, computer is UNIVAC. What was that? UNIVAC. Tabulating machine using this vacuum tubes. You can see a picture. So that kind of machine will is a very big size and it needs a entire room to store that. Nowadays, a laptop or your mobile needs very small space, but this using vacuum tubes, it needs a lot of space as consumed. So if you want to buy two computers, you need 2 rooms, big rooms to keep it. So you can't keep anything else. So that was the first disadvantage. They generate more heat. These vacuum tubes always generate more heat. So after some time, full of heat problem is there for this vacuum tube. Then after this heat generation, it will burn out. So again, you have to buy another vacuum tube, have to fix it. Okay. So what was the speciality of zeroth generation? Meghna, tell me. Zeroth generation, speciality.
They calculated with fingers, pebbles, and etc.
Okay. First generation, Hadi. First generation.
Vacuum tube.
Vacuum tubes. The year?
1951 to 58.
56. 50. Okay. Then what is the disadvantage of vacuum tubes?
It required a large room.
Heat generation. More space is consumed and vacuum tubes produce more heat. Okay. That was a problem of that. Then next one is only that much you need to study. Okay. Second generation, 1959 to 1964. I knocked it down and they use transistors. Nowadays, transistor has a different definition. That time there is, see, the transistor size is lesser than vacuum tubes. And vacuum tubes, you need 10,000 lakhs of vacuum tubes to create one machine. But transistor, you can see a picture of transistor. The size is less. It occupied only 1/100th of size of vacuum tubes. So transistor is that much smaller than vacuum tubes. So the year is 1959 to 1964, and they used transistors. When you compare with first generation, second generation has a different many advantages because it replaced vacuum tubes with transistors. Third generation is, it is in third generation we use integrated circuit. Fourth generation processor. I think I told like third generation processor and third generation integrated circuit. Just correct it. Correct it. Third generation is 1965 to 1970. They used integrated circuits, ICs. Now also we use IC chips, integrated circuits. Again, smaller than transistors. Okay. And it is, what is integrated circuits? They are silicon chips. Silicon chips. Silicon is a chemical. Using that, they used to create IC chips, integrated circuit chips. Rupika is in which class? Okay. Advantage, reliability. When you write reliability is an advantage, but it is comparing with all generations. Reliability, unlike vacuum tubes, it is not generating heats, unlike transistors, and the cost is less. When the generation increases, the cost is becoming less and more advantage. That is why next generation is created. First generation, there was lots of disadvantages, so they created second generation, then third, fourth. So size also will be decreasing generation by generation. So low cost and reliability. These are the two advantages of third generation. Okay. And the silicon chips are relatively cheaper than transistors. That is another reason. And silicon will not break down easily. Okay. Then fourth generation. Nowadays we are in fourth generation. Even though we are many of you are not many of a few of them we are using artificial intelligence, but still we are in the fourth generation. That is from 1971 to the present, and we are using microprocessor. Another name of microprocessor is CPU. So the size is very small. Microprocessor. It is called as simply processor, MP. Many names are there. Okay. Microprocessor, again it is silicon chips. It is inside this, it contains CPU, central processing unit. Central processing unit is made up of microprocessors. Okay. That was the first microprocessor, that is 4004 chip. Okay. Who developed it first, Adul? Intel Corporation. Intel Corporation developed the first microprocessor chip. Now it is, what are the different advantages of fourth generation computers? Nowadays you are using laptop, we are using normal computers. All these are coming under fourth generation computers. So what are the different advantages? Faster, more powerful, and more data storage, more processing capability. Everything is there when you compare with the older generations. One more generation is there that I will tell you in the next class about the next generation. Anybody is absent today? How many have joined? 26. Okay. Any doubt in this 4 generations? You couldn't see the shared content? I got a message in the chat box that we couldn't see the shared content. Yes, you saw it. Okay. Any doubt in this 3 generations? Sorry, 4 generations, 0 generation. So just a quick recap of the things. Amal Raj, tell me first. What are the different generations? 0 generations, first generation, second, yes, second generation,
third generation, fourth generation.
So specialty of first generation, Shivani.
Ma'am, they need a node to store.
Stones and all. First generation, Grishma.
We used vacuum tubes.
Vacuum tubes. Second generation, transistors. Third generation, integrated circuits. Fourth generation, microprocessors. Next generation, fifth generation, artificial intelligence. Okay, very good. That's all for today. See you next day. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.